Hello everyone, welcome to this channel this channel where I'll be talking to you about my conversion process. So this is part 4 of the mini series about conversion to Judaism. Please don't forget to check out the other first 3 parts that I made. In this video I would like to tell you the actual conversion process, how long it took, what I had to go through, what it was, how it was for me. So in the last video I left off where I met Rabbi Pullman, the local Chabad rabbi, and basically I got my foot through the door. So after I was done meeting with Rabbi Pullman, the local Chabad rabbi, I had to get in touch with the rabbi who does conversions, and I expressed my desire to become Jewish, and he actually told me over the phone that I should come over to New York and he will tell me why I should not become Jewish. And that was not a trip that I wanted to make. I really did not want to schlep all the way to New York so he could tell me how I should not become Jewish. The rabbi who converted me told me to come to New York, so I did go to New York. I slept all the way from where I lived. It was a 3-hour bus ride and another train ride. I'll never forget those train rides and bus rides. And I went to him. I went into the synagogue. I was right there, and I was willing to show him that I meant business. And it's funny, on the phone he was very, very strict. The way he talked was like, you're not gonna get what you're gonna get, or something in a certain way like that. But once I was with him personally, everything changed. He was almost like, okay, let's do this. I was always pushing myself in a way where he would ask me questions, or I would talk as if I knew it all, because I did do a lot of research, I did do a lot of reading, and the main thing is not to show off, but to show off that I'm genuine about this. The reason why I wanted him to ask me questions was because I wanted him to know that I was sincere about this. I really meant this. It wasn't because I was getting married to a Jewish girl and I had to get this conversion process going on. No, it was genuinely something that I wanted to become Jewish. So, and then I met him, and he said, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You will be learning with that rabbi back home where you live, and I'm gonna give you a bunch of material that you need to go through. Gotta be thorough in everything, and then after everything, you'll have to find a moel, a ritual circumciser for your circumcision, and bam, and keep be in touch, and we'll be in touch. And that's exactly what I did. I remember I came back, took the train back from Flatbush, I believe that's where he was, Ocean Parkway, and back to Penn Station, and got a bus back. I remember those days when I used to meet him in New York and come back. I used to come back at like 3:30 in the morning. And I told the local Chabad rabbi that I want to officially start learning, and we got down to learning. We met once a week, maybe an hour or two, and we went through everything. And we used to meet unofficially numerous times during the week. If you ask me what the syllabus was for the conversion process, I was given a paper with a list of books, list of 20 books, and there was another paper with a list of questions. And I guess every rabbi does it differently. The rabbi who officiated my conversion was not the rabbi who taught me, because the rabbi who officiated my conversion lived all the way in New York, a few hours from here, so I could not go there every 2 days. So I learned under somebody else, and the rabbi who I learned under was in touch with the rabbi who officiated the conversion process. There was a yeshiva in the same city I lived in those days, which is the same city I live right now, more or less. And I used to go to yeshiva, and I used to read books, and my whole desire at that point in time was to indulge myself in a Jewish environment, to be around Jewish people, to see how things go about. Although I did read a lot about them, I wanted to see firsthand how it works out. So I deliberately put myself in that yeshiva environment. I used to go there, hang out, and talk to people, the students, and everybody was nice. Everybody was excited for me. Definitely everyone was excited for me, because probably nobody really sees this happen so often in their own lives. Somebody going through a conversion process. I went through a whole year of learning, and with Rabbi Pullman, who's a Chabad Shliach in our town. And after a whole year of learning, I went back to my rabbi in New York, mind you. But during this whole year of learning, I just didn't learn books. I used to go to people's houses for Shabbat and Yomim Tovim. I used to actually work at a restaurant. It was not a kosher restaurant, right very close to where I live. And the reason I worked at a non-kosher restaurant was because that was the closest job that was available that day that I was searching for a job. I just took it, and then my learning process began, and it happened so that during my learning process, it was when I was more, I got more closer to the conversion date. I had to make a decision. I had to kind of show the rabbis that I was serious about this, because it's really hard. You can't just go through a conversion process while you're still employed at a non-kosher restaurant, because the day after you convert, you can't even enter that non-kosher restaurant. So it's a major issue. So I had to actually quit the job in the non-kosher restaurant, and which was actually a 9-to-5 job, and I actually ended up taking a 12 in the night till 7 in the morning job. So I quit a 9-to-5 job, which because it was not in a kosher restaurant, and I actually took a job working as an overnight clerk. I forget, something like that. It was stocking shelves in the middle of the night. A very horrible job. It really sucks out the humanity out of you working overnight. During the learning process, I started keeping kosher. Because there is no issur, there is no prohibition for a non-Jew to keep kosher. There is a prohibition for a non-Jew to keep Shabbat. So I started, during the learning process itself, during the 1 year, I started buying only kosher food and eating only kosher meat and the whole 9 yards, keeping dairy and meat separate and the whole everything. So it won't come as a shock, because you do not want to the whole kosher lifestyle to come as a shock the day after you convert. You need to kind of like prep yourself from before. Although the day after you convert, you will still have to kosher your kitchen and everything again, because the day before you converted, you were not Jewish. The day you convert, you're Jewish, but the kitchen status still is a non-kosher status, because a Gentile used to own it, even if it was, let's say, morning you converted. So it's gonna get tricky, and these things your rabbi will help you out with the changeover process. You do end up picking up almost like a Jewish accent once you start living with Jewish people. You kind of start talking like them. You kind of start thinking like them. So that's what I wanted to happen, and that's the reason why I was fraternizing with them so much. I wanted it to be something not alien to me. I wanted it to be a part of my own body language and everything. Rabbi back who taught me was in touch with the rabbi in New York, the rabbi who converted me, and both of them basically told each other that I'm ready to go. And so my rabbi brought me to ask me to come over to New York, and I went to New York and sat with him, and he was asking me a lot of questions. What's the parsha of this week and this and that? I guess he was trying to ascertain if I was genuinely being on top of things. After the year-long studying process, after getting tested by my rabbi one day calls me and said, okay, fine, this is Moel, a ritual circumciser in New York. His name was Rabbi Romi Cohen. He's a very famous Moel, and I was told by my rabbi who did my conversion, I was told by him that I should meet him at a certain place. And me, a local rabbi, Rabbi Levitin, my friend Zalmi Lefkowitz, the rabbi who did my conversion, and another rabbi were at the house of the Moel, the ritual circumciser, and it was in a basement, and it was a very clean, medically clean basement. I spoke to him, and he asked me are you going to keep Shabbat? And I said, yes. And he said, fine. And I wish I could have given him a more appealing answer, but I could not answer that question more than just saying yes, because the answer was a yes. I wish I could have shown him that I was more serious, but a lot of things in life, you're very serious about it, but you really can't show it. And actually, my past 16 years, I believe, are enough to show him that I was being truthful that day when I said I will keep Shabbat. And after speaking to him, they make you lie down on a bed, and there were some rabbi, my rabbi who converted me, Rabbi Bomzer. He was holding my hand. It was a very interesting moment. You're sitting there. I'm rather lying on the bed. I was lying on the bed, and here is the rabbi who told me that I should come to New York so that he can tell me why I should not become Jewish. That same rabbi is basically holding my hand and giving me almost the entrance pass into becoming Jewish. And it was a very I cannot explain the feeling that I had. Somebody made the bracha. I do not remember who made the bracha. I'm pretty sure that Moel made the bracha. They give you anesthesia, so you really doesn't hurt you, and then they performed the ritual. The moment the circumcision was done, Rabbi Levitin yelled Mazal Tov, and it was a very happy occasion, but it was more than just happy. It's almost like you're swimming in an ocean, like this ocean, and you've been swimming for 10,000 years, and all of a sudden you hit the beach. I want to put an emphasis on the 10,000 years, because it really feels like you've been doing this all these years. You've been planning to become Jewish, and you came to America. I came to America, this and that, and finally, okay, it's done. Rabbi Romi Cohen will definitely be one of the people, very important people in my life for all eternity. Although I met him only twice in my life, and although I do not think he will remember my face or remember me, which is okay, because he had done tens of thousands of circumcisions like this, which is okay, but he will definitely be a very special person. The whole conversion process does cost. Yes, there's money involved, and one of the reasons why the money is involved is probably, I'm guessing, they want to keep away people who are not serious about it. Probably every rabbi is different, but it should run into the couple of thousands of dollars. So lo and behold, I get a call from the Rabbi Bomzer saying, okay, tomorrow meet me here at in this place in New York at a mikveh. And I went to the mikveh, met him there, and I was outside the mikveh, and I see these three rabbis walking towards me, and it was a very exciting moment in my life. These three people, I knew these three people will constitute the Beit Din, the court, official Jewish court that's gonna proclaim me or make me Jewish. So we all went into the mikveh, and the mikveh actually had like a big room with tables set there. I sat across from them, and I was told that they're constituting a Beit Din, and to make sure to make me Jewish. And they went through the whole list of things about why I should not become Jewish. I was told practical real things. Like I was told that it might be very hard for me to get married. I was told because I looked a little different. I was more of a darker complexion, I might have a problem. And I was like, that's fine, it's cool with me. Um, it's my problem. I'll take care of it. But they were not being mean, God forbid. They were just being practical, down to earth, genuine. They wanted me to know that I knew what I was doing. I don't want to convert somebody and who would, God forbid, go away because of social reasons, like he wasn't able to get married or whatever. So they made a bid-in, and they basically were going to me, talking to me for a while, and they said, okay, we feel like you're ready. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. And so I went to the other room, get undressed. Nobody sees you when you're undressed. And you go into the mikveh, the pool of water, and the water comes like basically, I guess, till your neck or somewhere like that. And you're completely underwater. And they talk to you loud from a screen, behind a screen. And then they asked me, are you ready? Can we come in? And I said yes. The Rabbi Bomzer was saying a lot of things like the Jews will be persecuted, this and that, but we will be here forever. We are God's people, and you're becoming a part of the God's people. In the middle of that, he asked me, oh, you're from India, because this was a time when there was a whole not a scandal, but an issue going on with the wigs of women, Jewish shaitels, where the wigs were coming in from India. He asked me, oh, tell us more about the wigs. What about the wigs? And I said, oh, the wigs are, the hair is cut in front of an idol, and they make wigs out of it. He was saying, oh yeah, so there we are. We're hearing it from the mouth of somebody who knows what he's talking. So it was a light moment there, and then it kind of got serious. I believe I had to make two brachot, two blessings. One was Al Hatwila, I believe. Another one was Sheikhianu. One of the blessings was for dipping in the mikveh, and one for thanking God for bringing me to this time in life. He said, dip one more time, and once you come out, you will be Jewish. No time in the whole process did anybody see me naked or nothing, God forbid. It was obvious that Judaism places a huge emphasis on modesty, so everybody's just walked away, and I came out and got dressed, and I came out into that main room in the mikveh, and they were signing papers and gave me papers and told me to keep them safe, like just as if it were a passport. The whole process, all I cared about was to get this thing done with, because I wanted this really bad. I wanted to become Jewish. If rabbis didn't want to convert me, I would go another rabbi. That's what my attitude was, because this is about me, my life, and what I wanted to do. No matter what anybody else said, what anybody else thought, what I wanted to do for myself was becoming Jewish, and I thought that was the best thing for me to do. And I was stubborn about it, and I had a determination, and I had an initiative, determination. I went for it. And did I have questions? Yeah, there were a lot of questions in my mind, like what would happen, and how would I get married, and how would life turn about. But I was only 21. I wasn't really that grown. You are a grown person, but even when you're 21, you're not really so exposed to the world. And I just wanted to do it, and I did it, and I do not have any regrets, obviously. I was a smart kid. I knew in the world, in this universe, what matters really is God, and that's why I chose Him. Looking back now, I feel it was all hashgacha pratis. God put things in a way where things worked out in a certain way, but that I think they worked out that way because I did it, but it's really God doing it. So that's my story. I hope you liked it. If anyone has any questions, please contact me through the comments section. I wish the most success in your endeavor. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.